Thank you very much, Mr. Chair. And my first question is for Ketevan Chachava. And I just want to start by saying that I think all of us have admiration and support and stand in solidarity with you and with all of those like you. And I've seen the images of the thousands of Georgians in the street fighting for your freedom, your democracy, for freedom of the press, for civil society. And I'm very glad that one of the things that you said is that this isn't about one individual law. This is about making sure that there is going to be space for democracy and civil society and media freedom in Georgia. So the first question that I have for you is, can you tell us, first of all, the impact that this will have widely on Georgian civil society and on Georgian independent media, and also if you could update us a little bit about what is happening in the streets right now. Thank you.
Thank you so much. We truly feel and appreciate the solidarity and support. And once again, thank you so much for having us today and discussing these very stressful developments in Georgia, in Canada. And thank you once again for all the support we have seen for past decades since the independence of our country. Impact of this law on civil society, it's going to be crucial. There's over 30,000 registered NGOs in this country with various fields of work, from watchdog organizations working on election observation, working on awareness raising of the voters, to fighting for human rights, for women's rights. The number of cases that Georgian NGOs have won in different international courts defending the citizens of this country. Additionally, there's a lot of regional organizations or different types of organizations who will be under this law literally closing down because, for example, those who work on the smaller scale on their local issues, addressing and fighting for children's rights or animals' rights, or providing free food or providing services for people with disabilities or IDPs. So the numbers are limitless because literally this law is not having any distinction, or there's no difference based on the field of work or based on sometimes that there is actually a mix-up of this law with the potential work of the lobbyists. So again, if there is a mixture, or there is a misunderstanding, there is a law in Georgia about lobbying. So why don't there is additional, if there's a need for additional clarifications, that could be addressed. So once again, this law has nothing to do with the transparency. This law is directly attacking and directly abolishing basically civil society and destroying civil society, because once again, there's no way that NGO in this country will register and we will take the name of foreign agent when we are not, and we have never been. And additionally, with all the fines that are going to come based on every month, imagine there's literally no chance of NGOs dealing with such a high financial fees. Concerning the updates on the protests, it's actually now, it's already 1 a.m. in Georgia, but there's people and there's young people outside in the streets. And since the reintroduction of this law from April 3rd, the street protests have not stopped. There has been thousands and even over 100,000 citizens in the streets protesting this law. And the most important aspect, I think, in this protest is that it's a very clear message: no to Russian law, yes to Europe. Because our European and Euro-Atlantic integration is a main priority for Georgians. It's a main priority for our country's future, and that has been also strengthened by our constitution. So therefore, yes, that has been a lot of motivation. It has been a lot of inspiration to see actually a younger generation, even my children who are 12, 13, 14-year-old kids out in the streets protesting and defending their rights and their future.
Thank you so much for explaining all of that to us. And to those young people that are in the streets, I hope if some of them are watching, to know that we Canadians are also standing with them and supporting them in their bravery and their courage in fighting for democracy and for their rights.